won 2 championships in the same arena. One time there was about 22,000 people there. I was only 16 years old. I don't see anything topping that first time. The biggest thing in New York boxing, it was the Golden Gloves, and it was tougher competition, no headgears, nothing like that, and it was a great thing. It was great.
Former champion Juan Laporte, a man who has Gil Clancy's heart.
Yes, he does. You know, he beat Arthur McCanty Jr. to win the finals of the New York Golden Gloves.
Well, now we have another young champion of the future and champion of the present coming up. He'll be fighting out of the blue corner. Darling Jimenez in the 125-pound men's open. He is something special, Gil.
He certainly is. He was the outstanding fighter on last year's Golden Gloves. I just didn't think there was any amateur that could lick him, but he got licked twice in the last year in very, very close fights. He should be better by now. He's a year older. He's in with a tough kid that just doesn't have as much experience as he has, and should be an interesting fight.
Well, let's turn it over to Kevin Van Meter for the introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's next bout is the men's 125-pound open class. The referee is Pete Santiago. In the gold corner, Paul Malignaggi from Gleason's Gym. The deli clerk from Brooklyn won the novice title last year in his first time out in the gloves. His record 2 buys and 1 decision. In the blue corner, Darling Jimenez from Yonkers Police Athletic League. Jimenez is the defending champ. He also won the Metros and the Regionals this year, and he was voted outstanding open boxer last year. His record, 1 buy, 1 decision, 1 knockout.
Darling Jimenez, 18 years old, fighting out of the blue corner.
Listen to my commands at all times.
Very successful in his amateur career, an open boxer last year, the outstanding open boxer in the tournament. His record this year, 1 KO, 1 bye, and 1 decision. Paul Malignaggi fighting out of the gold corner, 18 years old. Deli clerk from Brooklyn who fights out of Gleason's Gym.
When these two box against each other in the Metros, they're 5 2-minute rounds. Malignaggi was stopped in the 5th round. He said it was a close fight until that point.
Obviously, he wants a close fight and a victory here tonight against Darling Jimenez. Like most about Jimenez and what he does in the ring?
Well, there isn't anything I don't like. He has good balance, punch with either hand, good defense. He's just about a complete fighter, and he's only a kid.
Does he have a strong chin?
Good chin as far as that. He's been in an awful lot of fights, and I don't think he's ever been on the deck.
Rounds in the open competition, and the fight is underway with Jimenez now. His first real flurry of the round.
Malignaggi with his chin in the air, trying to throw as he's getting away, and that's dangerous.
Watch Jimenez left hook. That should be a very important blow in this fight. Again, Malignaggi's dropping the right hand with his jabs, putting his head up in the air.
He also keeps that left hand pretty low, but you were talking about that kind of a jab last night.
Break!
Malignaggi showing good quickness here.
Well, he's quick. He's got quick hands, good balance. But again, that chin's up in the air, and he just got nailed with it up in the air.
Jimenez says, keep it up there and I'll use it. Good right hand by Jimenez.
Where was Malignaggi's head? Up in the air.
Sitting on a tee. Referee Pete Santiago warning Malignaggi about holding. 17-year-old Paul Malignaggi out of the gold corner. 18-year-old Darling Jimenez from Yonkers, New York. And the Yonkers PAL out of the blue as we come to the final seconds of round number 1.
They call him simply the Great One. How does he do it? Here's your chance to find out. And from the Great One himself, it's Wayne Gretzky's very own hockey workout video, Train to Win. Follow Wayne at Renowned Fitness.
Second down.
Gil, tell them what happens when you leave that chin up.
There's that chin way up in the air. Can't miss it. You've got to have a glove protecting that head at all times.
Back to live action in round 2. Darling Jimenez in the blue, Paul Malignaggi in the gold. Both boxes 18 years old.
Stop. That's over. Stepping, right? Box.
Third man in the ring is referee Pete Santiago.
Jimenez is having a little trouble with his traction. That's the worst thing that can happen to a fighter when he's not slipping on the canvas. He must have new shoes on. That's the worst thing you can do when you're getting into an important fight, wearing new shoes. You gotta wear a pair that's well broken in.
It's almost like a marathon. They tell them never try and break in a new pair of shoes in a race. Do something with them before you get them in competition.
I would never allow a fighter of mine to wear a brand new pair of shoes.
Good left jab, and he moves after he throws it. He's not standing still.
He knows Jimenez well, and he's not standing still and being any stationary target, that's for sure.
Waiting for Jimenez to switch to southpaw again like he did last year against Gary Pierre-Louis. Once he gets to that comfortable point.
Jimenez with a good left hook.
So he's doing pretty well in his normal stance.
Don't fix what's not broke.
Good crowd on hand here at the theater at Madison Square Garden for a second night of Gold Gloves competition.
Looks to me like it's just about sold out. See, right now, Malignaggi is not fighting to win, he's fighting to stay, and that's the toughest kind of guy to fight. You really can't do too much with him. He's not initiating anything.
Well, he's got all this movement going, but I would think that that's the kind of thing that could catch up with him and cause him a problem in the third round if we get there, as we're about 40 seconds away from the third round.
Malignaggi lost to Jimenez. You'd figure he has him on his mind. That's who he wants again. He really wants to beat him, and you'd figure he had a game plan. Last time I let it slip away. This time I'll be busier. Doesn't look like he's doing that.
He certainly isn't being busier. He's being a cutie in there, always sliding to the right and trying to throw right-hand leads. There it is again. Moving over to his right.
Finding him there, he couldn't slide away from that. And that's the end of round 2. We'll keep it right here. Let's go into the blue corner with Darling Jimenez and his coach, Ralph Barrett and Sal Corriente.
Start going back and put the hands up and don't splash to the road. Stay away.
Where's what we've been working on with the hands for the defense? You got your hands down at your waist. Come on, Paul. Now's the time. It's now or never, all right? Now what? You got 3 minutes to go on the...
¿Entiendes? Este tipo está corriendo lo que está Ceballos, por ahí que gana este round bien ganado. ¿Entiendes? Cuando lo mueve para atrás con el jab, duro ese cuerpo y sube arriba. Duro ese cuerpo y sube arriba.
The intensity of both corners. And both corners relaying the urgency of the moment as we go to round 3. Now with Malignaggi just being cutie does he have a plan here for round 3 against Jimenez?
Well, if I was in this corner, I'd say you have to score a knockout to win the fight, or at least have a very big 2-point round. And he's certainly not going to have a 2-point round backing up as he's doing now. Going side to side, running around. Can't score any points that way.
Darling Jimenez is loading up that right hand, and I get the feeling he's going to catch him with it real soon.
Malignaggi has a lot of experience, too. He traveled to Dublin, Ireland. He traveled to England, all with USA Metro Boxing. You figure he knows what the score is now.
Well, he does know. He knows how to survive.